Okay.
Welcome back to the Analog Universe. My name's Andrew Baldock, and today in studio I've got my guests, Owls and Eagles.
Hey.
They're Calgary's #1 stoner, psychedelic, doom, hardcore. Is that all right?
Grunge.
Yeah, grunge.
You know,
Got in there?
we've been going with psych doom
Psychedelic Doom.
Psychedelic doom's a good way to put it.
Yeah, for
lately.
sure.
Yeah. That's
So, how you guys doing?
good.
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 Yeah.
It's been a while.
Thank
I haven't
you
seen
so
you
much for
since
having us.
Vantopia.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some pops that night, so
we had more than
we had
pops.
some pops and some
We had a lot more
and
than pops that night.
vegetation.
Yeah,
We had
some pops and vegetation for sure.
Yes,
That was
Right.
an interesting
that was a good
evening.
festival.
Yes,
Oh,
there's
awesome.
right 2 420s at Vantopia, one in the afternoon and one in the early morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have your first debut album ready to rock coming out. You've got 2 singles up on Bandcamp. I've heard there's one word kind of tied to you guys whenever you come up, and that word is storytelling, right? So I take it the album is a concept album. Yep.
You bet.
Tell me about it. What's it about?
The story is about a woman named Patience who starts in noticing the people around her area, every little form of society around her is just poisoned by evil, so she decides she's going to leave and start a life somewhere else. Which she does that. She creates her own life, but she runs into her own mental demons. And then she conquers those. She runs into some peaceful times, and then she has to fight for what's hers. Then we eventually kill her, and then we take her entity and we bring it to another place because her story doesn't just die there.
Oh yeah, it's
And when we
volume
say
1.
kill her, I mean she dies of old age.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And
Okay.
her peaceful place after she's fought so hard to keep it. And then she wakes up in a new place, in a new realm. And that's the end of the story, so we can lead into Patience 2, is her waking up.
So you've already got a plan out for
You bet.
Patience Volume 2.
Yeah,
That's
most of
already
the music's written.
Yeah.
Oh,
We started
dang.
working on the lyrics.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Hopefully by fall we'll be back in the studio recording.
Prohibitor Studios.
Prohibited Studios with Jimmy Kowalski.
Calgary.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
rad.
So speaking of Prohibitor Studios, you guys worked with them before with Citizen Rage.
Yep.
So was it
Couple times.
very different going in as Owls and Eagles this time, or was it kind of like, okay, yeah, we know the drill?
Well, first off, Jamie's a really good friend of mine. I actually started pretty much the beercore scene with him. Early days with BDFM, so working with him is really easy for me. The only thing that was really hard on me was the click.
Yeah, getting
Jamie
Mark to drum
really-
to a click.
And we didn't practice that a lot, which
No.
we are now.
And we didn't have BPMs before we went into the studio. There was a whole bunch of
Sorry,
kind
Jamie.
of, we weren't as prepared as we should have been.
But
when we
Jamie
went in.
Jamie really helped us through
He
that
did,
process.
yeah.
And
Really?
he delivered probably it's top shelf sounding album for
Yeah.
us. That's the production on it from him is through the roof.
Yeah,
And
Nice.
he
Yeah, it's
really
so
helped
good.
us get our story out there properly.
This is actually turning into a question that I ask basically everybody who comes in here with a new release. Sometimes I hear from bands that when you go into the studio, it's almost like you're adding a new member of the band with the producer, with them bringing sometimes just writing whole solos for the album or adding in their own creative ideas. What did Jamie contribute to Patience Volume 1?
Oh, bunch of stuff.
Everything.
Really? Yeah.
Honestly,
It was all him.
Yeah.
So Ross has a lot of pedals, and when we walked into this, we had a huge idea of exactly what we wanted to hear too, because our live
we
sound
did.
actually resonates through the record as well in those both
Right.
ways. And Jamie, he didn't argue that pattern either.
He tried.
But the way he worked that, and he got our echoes on our microphones perfectly,
Yeah.
mixed with the beat perfectly. It was.
Yeah, he lined
It's
up.
easier for me, I guess.
Yeah, he did. He lined up a lot of stuff that
and our
was
vocals were perfect.
just to really create an overall kind of tightness throughout the album. I laid down a whole bunch of tracks on the guitar through each of the 3 channels because I play through 3 channels. So he really pushed us to make sure that it was perfect. He argued with me on the running the guitar through the bass rig that I have on the pedal board, and I said, I could play the bass and I could do it that way and it would sound like really full and really, really tight and really cool, but then it wouldn't emulate that live sound.
Right, it
And
wouldn't
it
be
was
you
really-
guys.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Yes,
the Owls and Eagles
exactly.
tone, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't at all. So really what he created is what you can pretty much hear live.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really not a lot of difference besides the crossovers between the songs being a little bit more.
I mean, that is a rare
Creative and
and
stuff.
powerful thing when the album and the live experience are identical.
Yeah.
That is such a rare thing.
It was a
Yeah.
big thing for us too, and,
Yeah,
and
it
like
was.
you said, Jamie is technically our third member.
Yes, yeah, he is for
Right.
sure.
We've
Yeah,
actually
he is.
talked about the production side, and
Yeah.
like we're going to talk about, as the album progresses, to cut him in on it too.
Right,
To be
right.
honest, because
Okay.
he's got the producer credit on the album. He's
Right,
our
so you guys are the
producer.
Owl, the Eagle.
He's End.
He's
He's the ant.
He's the ant. Yeah, you can
I was
be
gonna
ants
say,
in the middle.
where's the Pelican fit into all of that?
Oh, there, the Pelican's free, gone.
Yeah.
Okay,
The other side of the Pelican's
Yeah,
got
this is post Pelican.
got a family taken care of.
Yeah.
A
Gotcha.
simple life, not a loading gear life every night in the
Yeah.
show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So this actually ties in well with you guys saying that you've got most of the writing musically done for Volume 2. So how much does the story kind of like play into the songwriting? Like, is it riffs first, story second?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
We had I had the concept
Yeah.
on paper, ready to go, so we knew where we were driven
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
musically.
Yeah.
So then we built the music. As every song was us thinking about what she's doing here. What is this? Where are we gonna put her here?
Okay.
So that went with us, our hits, everything.
Yeah.
First, and then we brought in, and it's not so much lyrics; it's more a script.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I actually,
Because it is a story, so it's
yeah, I have a big script beside me every time. It's actually part of this show that I have
Yeah.
to read.
Oh, that's
from,
cool.
'cause
Yeah, the spoken word is a
it's
lot of
big.
it too.
So we that was the way we actually mapped Owls and Eagles. Period. Same with the next part 2.
Yeah.
We came up with the exact storyline first, and then we started writing the music.
Yep.
Now we're gonna do vocals / script.
It was almost like starting a movie with the script and doing the soundtrack before everything else.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. Yeah.
that when we started.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we had that talk about this.
Yeah.
as
Very
well.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So during recording, did you guys, like, you said you were running into, I don't want to say butting heads with
Yeah.
Jamie, just disagreeing about your bass
Yeah.
your bass channel. What is the problem with that from a technical perspective?
It's just the clarity, really, when
Oh,
it
okay.
boils down to it. Because when you're actually just playing the bass guitar, you're only hitting typically the one string that's associated with the root note of whatever chord you're playing. So then,
Hey, I can play double stops if I want to.
of course you can. But I just, again, the tone of hitting those 2 guitar strings, because I play a baritone guitar and I do use heavy strings on it, and we play in C sharp standard.
Yeah, that's what I tune my
You
drums
play in
to.
Yeah,
C sharp
that's
standard.
that's
That's what I tune my drums and my vocals.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Where are we going?
You were talking about your guitars.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got like your
Your bass
3
tone.
channels.
Yeah.
I think what happened in there is we take our music to a producer like Jamie, who's in a full band. He's
Yeah.
used to full band production,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then we're like, nope, we're doing. Our bass is
A
tones,
live sound.
our bass isn't notes
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Or
chords.
like it's just chords, you
Yeah.
know. So
All right.
that I think that's where we kind of ran into, but it
Yeah.
worked out so good though.
Okay,
Yeah,
so your 3 channels, you've got your bass channel,
Yeah, and
your
then 2 guitar channels.
and how do they differentiate? Just slightly different pedal chains?
So, there's 2 different pedal chains. So essentially, I've got 3 separate channels that I can switch on and off independently.
Okay.
Yeah, and then each channel has its own kind of each guitar channel has its own series of effects pedals that run
Very
it
cool.
as well. So I can switch those on and off independently as well. So it's kind of, I can build all these kind of soundscapes really. That can kind of go along with the story. So that's why we write the
stories.
music first,
Mhm.
and then we can kind of lay out the songs in the album, and that's exactly what we did with Volume 1. Was we wrote pretty much all of the songs. We had, I think, originally 10 songs.
Yes,
I think we dropped 3 off.
the first 3
the
that we
first 3
originally
that we-
wrote were
yeah.
gone. So
Yeah.
we started
Okay.
technically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and then I think number 3 actually ended up being number 6. So yeah, and that was actually one of the ones that I think we were originally going to drop. we were going to drop an extra one, but it ended up working out really, really well. So there was a lot of creative process going on even after the album had already been recorded. As far as like placing the songs and things like that, and
pedals.
Lots of pedals. Yeah.
So earlier, before we were getting started, you guys were talking about Moments Fest.
Yes.
The heavy rockin' music fest put on by the dudes over in No More Moments.
Yep.
They've started a record label, and you guys are going to be their very first entry into the catalog.
You bet.
Okay, just show us the camera.
There's the test press.
There's the test pressing. Yeah. That was
Very
Ian
nice.
Dillon
Coming
at Canadian Vinyl Records. Did the master for it. It sounds exactly how I wanted it to sound.
Awesome.
And we're pumped to be on Moments Fest. We're really
And how did you guys swing that? Just being the very first ones, like not even Iron Tusk, not even No More Moments. It's you guys are first one on there.
I manage No More Moments. That's actually what I do more full time.
I see.
So we were driving to one of their we were driving up to one of their festivals. I had them on, and we had just got the masters back from Jamie for the record for the final masters, and we plugged it into the truck, and they had the perfect sound in there, and we listened to it. And yeah, I know I've kind of been working with Carlin on his idea to start Moments Fest Records a little as well, and he just looked at me, he's like, this is going to be my first release, and I was like, that's
there you
fine
go.
then.
Cool.
I said, prove it.
I
there we go.
dare
We
you.
have the
Here we
proof.
go. Here's
Yeah.
the proof is on its way right now. So
Right. Okay, and so that record right there,
Yeah.
when does it become available for purchase?
Okay, so August 4th, we have a bunch of copies coming in. They're going to be a special edition for our release for, first 20, 30 people that come through. If they come to the booth and grab one, they're going to be signed and stuff. We're going to have some stuff
Very
in there.
nice.
And then I think we're just waiting on the sleeves, the proper new sleeves to come in. And I want to say
with the album art and everything.
end of August, we'll have everything in production.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at end of September probably for CDs and tapes.
Okay, and digital?
Digital, so next week I'm going to release a new song.
Okay.
The third song is actually our single we have the video for right now.
Yep.
I'm going to release that this week, and then over the next, I'm going to release a song every 3 weeks after that.
Okay.
So the whole album's essentially online.
Gotcha.
But the whole album right now you can listen to from start to finish is online.
Oh, okay, so that's on Spotify,
It's
iTunes?
on Bandcamp. It's Bandcamp right now, and we have
Okay.
it on. If you go to our social medias like Facebook or our Instagram and go to our bio, you can click on the link right down. It'll take you right to like Mr. Doom's 666 his
on
YouTube page,
Yeah.
and it's got our entire album from start to finish on there. I think it's sitting at just like 5,000 plus views right now.
Nice.
Yeah. And
It's doing it's
so you can listen to it there because
quite well.
we want to keep it on that channel
Yeah.
until we start slowly to do the release. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So to promote the album, you guys went on tour, did like a bit of an album release tour, a bit prematurely.
Yes.
We thought we would have the album, so we
Yes.
didn't.
Yeah.
That was
that was the
reason for
digital
that one.
release tour
I see.
Yes.
for,
Yeah,
for that full length thing through Mr. 666. Mr.
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah, we did 6 dates with Space Queen.
Yeah.
That was rad. That was really, really fun.
And how was touring with Space Queen?
Amazing. Great homies.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really cool.
Unbelievable people.
Yeah.
Their passion for music and their direction is amazing.
Yeah, and you guys went all the way out to Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Winnipeg, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how is the scene out in Winnipeg? I imagine
I'm glad
they
you
get
brought that up. Well, you see, shows are probably better when the promoter shows up
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
and actually does a little bit of due diligence on their own show. You know,
Yeah.
when we book these tours, we hand out perfect templates for promoters to do their job properly. And unfortunately, the Winnipeg promoter just decided that he just didn't want to get any locals. He showed up at the end of the show, took some money from the bar to pay us.
Wow.
Oh, it's cool, we didn't. It was the first show in my life I never sold a T-shirt. It was crazy.
Dang.
But we had some cool interactions after that show that made the
Okay.
Winnipeg stop all.
See, I was thinking
Yeah.
more like the fans. 'Cause I imagine there's not going to be a ton of bands hitting Winnipeg, which is like smack dab in the middle of the country. Usually bands are going Alberta, Vancouver way,
Yeah,
or
it's true.
just
Yeah.
staying in Ontario.
It's a long way to drive. It's a long way to drive especially if there's
So it's practically an
nobody
entire
at the
day.
show.
Yeah, and like we ran into a couple band members. What was the band they were from in Winnipeg?
Gosh.
There's some more psychedelic doom that is out
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
They were just playing, I want to say, with Mares of Thrace and
Yes, they were too.
Dead
was the name of
Quiet
the
2 nights later, and it was like,
Damn.
it was a weird trip.
Yeah, they,
But like I
they
said, the
followed us on
connections
social
afterwards
media.
were
They were
really
very,
cool.
very nice people,
Okay.
actually. I can't remember that band's name.
Well,
It's
They-
frustrating.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were super nice, and they came to check us out specifically, and they were, very, very cool people.
The
Awesome.
hotel was haunted. It was rad. It was,
yeah,
it was
for
super
sure.
haunted and cool.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
that actually is a good lead into my next question. Few of my listeners are also in bands that tour. So going out eastways, what would you guys say is like a really standout venue that they should keep an eye out
Ready for
for?
this? Trackside.
Trackside.
Mon-
Yeah,
Montreal.
in Montreal. You
Yeah.
want to be a punk or you want to be a band that tours this country, I think you
And
should.
you're playing heavy music.
Yeah, and you're playing
Yeah.
heavy music and
Play
underground
trackside
stuff.
in Montreal.
If you haven't played Trackside, you're doing it wrong.
Well, I was thinking venues that you guys hit on your tour.
So crazy.
Like Owls and Eagles?
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that was
Oh,
Citizen
okay,
Rage.
that was Citizen Rage. Sorry, we're still losers and haven't hit Trackside yet.
Black Cat Tavern.
Yeah, I like that one, yeah.
Regina.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was really fun. Stage was fun, great sound, good
Yeah.
atmosphere there too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else did we play? High River Brew Company,
Yeah.
small
Oh, okay.
room.
Yeah, really small room. But
Nick's a really good homie. Nick and those guys, and the room is it's all ages and small, but you just pack them in there.
Yeah.
And
it sounds
whole lot,
so
it's like a
bad.
sweaty jam,
Yeah.
like a house rock
Oh,
jam.
it's,
where-
and it's on the floor.
You know,
it's
it hasn't
tile.
I haven't been to a basement show since college.
you kind of like that, just taller ceilings.
It is a great venue though.
It
It's
is,
really, really
and
cool.
the atmosphere in there is amazing because the parents just bring their kids by. They have
Yeah,
wine.
it's
The
all
kids,
ages, so.
love our music and
Yeah.
dance. So it's amazing.
And the room sounds huge.
Yeah.
Like it really
Nice.
does. Everything just echoes so nicely, and when the crowd cheers, it sounds like there's 1,000 people in there.
All right, well, you
It's
heard it here
crazy.
first. High River Brewing.
Yeah.
Check
River
it
Brew
out.
Company.
Yeah.
That's for you.
Great
Nick.
place to watch a show.
You owe me $20, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the reminder, Bunny Kaiju. This is my chat moderator. This is an open Q&A as well, so anyone in chat who wants to send in a question to Owls and Eagles, feel
For
free
sure.
to drop it in the chat, and I'll relay it to them. All right. While we wait for those to roll in, there seems to be a rise in the number of two-piece string and drum bands. What kind of convinced you guys to not seek other musicians for the project?
Well, I've been in bands with 6 members.
Yeah.
We went down to 5. Went down to 4. I skipped the 3-piece and went down to 2. You just run into issues sometimes with having so many members in a band to connect everybody for tours.
Yeah.
For
Herding the cats.
yeah, right. For
Yeah.
it's like herding a drunk baseball team. Like
Well, just everybody has their own lives, and everybody has.
especially now that we're older, it's even
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us don't even like to be in the city most of the time.
I imagine it's similar to trying to get my Dungeons and Dragons group together.
Yeah,
Oh, for
there
sure.
you go. You
Yeah.
understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
But so with the 2-piece, Ross and I connect really well with Citizen Rage, and we're also on the same wavelength with our projects. Then we were just like, let's just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And yeah,
No muss, no fuss,
no.
cat.
The only downfall is we shot ourselves in the foot. We're like, but we're a full band, or like 2 guitar
Yeah,
cabs,
that was-
bass, full drum. Like
That was kind of
we
my
should
idea.
we should have got
started
little
out-
amps like this.
We did actually start out smaller. The initial first few jams, kind of 2019, was when we kind of just started dicking around, really, with getting the project together. And it was just one guitar at that point.
It sounded
I
like
think.
garbage.
Yeah.
We needed to be louder and
And then
heavier.
also, I'm a gear nerd, so I go onto YouTube and start googling stuff or YouTubing stuff, I should say. Same. But anyway, go online, start researching pedals, and just kind of built a pedal board from my existing pedals and bought a few new ones in to create everything, to run everything, because I had all the gear anyway, because I've been in multiple bands over the last few years. So it's it was like, well, I've got all the gear, I'll just figure out a pedal chain that actually runs it all. And Mark was like, really? And then I had all these little small amps, like a little OR15, a little Hughes and Keaton 45.
Kept adding pedals too. And
and then my amps just got bigger, and my guitar heads just got bigger and bigger, and now I've got this crate from the 90s, and it weighs twice as much as the cab.
Woof.
Yeah. It's stupid. It is the dumbest thing, but it's kind of
orange
like,
is nothing to compare to that.
Yeah.
That thing's
It weighs a ton,
ridiculous.
but it has such a good tone. So
does.
Nice.
it's my tone head. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you say in all that rigging? Do you
Yeah.
have any silver bullets? Like this is a key factor.
Yeah, probably my fuzz pedals and the whammy, Digitech whammy. Yeah.
What's Psych Doom without a fuzz and a whammy?
Yeah, because it does the double low and the
Psych
double
whammy
high,
too, right? Yeah.
so you can go double low or low to high. Sorry, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's and that's pretty much the setting that I leave it on, and just go between the two because it gives you a really low, super overdriven tone, and then you do the high, so you get this kind of chimey sound
Okay.
that runs really nicely on clean and with the fuzz. So yeah, so kind of you've got to figure that out too. So what sounds good with both, driven and not driven, because I just run through clean channels.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And whatever your bass runs through, that's what I need.
Yeah. He does. He really
That one,
focuses
I
in
need
on the
I need a
bass.
specific tone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys, this is just kind of like imagining things here, if you could curate an evening of the power duos, maybe we'll let one power trio in there.
Mm-hmm.
Who would make your short list?
Molten Lava.
Good choice.
Well, Mares of Thrace, of course.
Mares of Thrace.
Gotta.
Oh, Midnight Gallows.
Midnight Gallows.
Man,
There you go.
holy,
There's
yeah.
that we can't touch anymore. That's just pure gold right there.
Cool. All right, that's 4 bands. That's
Drug
nice.
Sauna.
Oh, and Drugs on it. Sorry.
And Space
But
Queen.
there and there's
And
3
3
Bs.
Bs.
Okay, yeah. So that's it.
Cool.
You just turned into a
Stop,
festival.
dude.
Okay.
We
It's a festival.
are going to turn it into a festival.
That's it,
Power duo trio fest.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Actually, I wanna say-
Drug Sauna's fucking wicked.
Oh,
It's such
so
a good
cool.
band. They're
Oh,
so good.
When I heard that the
It's
van
so
got
cool.
joyrided, I was shocked.
Yeah.
2 hours it took to get back though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
The amount of
wasn't-
people that
it wasn't
shared
long.
that, it was just like
Yeah.
Is it, they went for like they took the drug sauna for like a Tim's run or something like
Something
that.
happened.
Yeah. Honestly,
the drugs on.
I'll have the drug sauna. I just find it amazing that of all the vans you could take, you chose the one that won worst van at Vantopia.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just stole it.
It does.
It says drugs
All
on
the
it.
time.
Oh, okay. It's clearly already stolen. It's fine if I take
Yeah.
it.
I love that vehicle.
Yeah, it's
Oh man, it's iconic.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so rewinding.
Yep.
How'd you guys meet?
Ooh.
Take it from here, Ross.
Okay.
Take it here, sweetheart. It's romantic. let's set the tone.
Let's set the tone. It was
Just
Noctis.
before midnight.
Noctis 2012.
The veil of black and beautiful stars were over us.
Yeah, it was Noctis 2012. Lord Nelson's.
Ooh,
Mark
haven't heard
was
that in a while.
Mark was bouncing.
Oh.
He hucked some dude out of the bar, and it was actually the very first time I'd been to a legitimate metal show in Calgary. And Mark said, "Do you have another cigarette?" And I was like, "Yup." And he's like, "My name's Mark." And I said, "Hi, I'm Ross." And that was pretty much it. And then he said, "Come to my bar. It's the D around in Eau Claire."
Rock and roll bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just started hanging out there, and then from there we just
Pretty much hung out until I was like, fine, do you want to be in the band?
and I joined Citizen Rage back in 2016.
No,
and then,
yeah, he was killing it. He wasn't doing, his other projects were kind of mediocre.
Yeah, I was
He was
in-
a top shelf guitar player, so we brought him in on CR for a tour to see
Yeah.
if it would work with him, and it did.
Yeah, it did. It worked really well. Started writing music right away, and so that's how we kind of knew that we could work well together, because we'd been friends for such a long time and worked together musically for a long time as well. So when the
Collins, yeah.
Pelican died, we
The Pelican went to rest.
yeah,
The Pelican
The
Death Squad
COVID killed
died.
it.
the COVID killed the Pelican. Yeah, but it started the Owl and the Eagle.
Yep. Start the
Yeah.
birth of.
Yeah, it's been rad. It's been really cool.
Yeah. That's how we met. That's how this love happened.
The bromance made in beer and cigarettes.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke
Palms make
anymore.
me choke.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were pretty much at Distortion pretty much every single time I was there. Did you guys like have like a plaque saying like this is your seat?
I ran the bar. I owned the
Yeah,
bar.
Mark.
Oh,
owned it.
right. That was, yeah.
And I worked
I
there
technically
from time
did.
to time and ran the jams and played
Yep.
there every other weekend and hosted radio shows from there and broadcast live streams. Did all kinds of stuff, man.
Spent his hard-earned money.
I spent a lot of my money at that
Left
bar.
his vehicle.
Yeah, left my vehicles there.
Never drank and drive.
No,
Hey, that's the way you do it.
it's exactly the way you do it.
Okay.
No, that was that was a great hangout. Mark and I have actually we've been spending time together for years and years. Even outside of the bar scene as well, we hang out together
Our
socially.
families hang out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're close friends. Very
Okay.
close friends.
So across all your musical projects,
Mm.
Citizen Rage, Pelican Death Squad, Owls and Eagles, if you had to pick like one of your favorite songs to play live, not necessarily because the song's good, but just because it's fun to play, what would it be? Ooh,
Hard
tough
question.
call.
There's so many good ones. Like there's so many songs that I enjoy playing. Though I mean that's why you do this. Is because you enjoy playing the music that you play.
For Citizen Rage, I like playing Twitch. I really
Yeah,
like
Twitch
that.
is
It's
a great
really,
song.
It's like a giver song. Has really good pops and stops and punches. And
I like For Worse or Better.
for Owls and Eagles, I like to play our single.
New Expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Expectations. That's the
Yeah.
one with the video now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the next single coming out
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
it's out already. But yes, the next one I put out on
on Bandcamp.
the Bandcamp, Spotify
Yeah,
stuff.
but
yes.
we've got the video out on YouTube right now from Site B Productions, which is actually Chase Hamilton, who's our drummer in Citizen Rage. Has his own video production company,
Remember that? Site B.
Site B. So he's
else is 20
he
bucks now,
films really good at filming music videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like short features and stuff like that. He's
Cool.
really a lot of gear. I think he just got a drone.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
doing some stuff for No More Moments.
Yeah.
Doing
Nice.
a really good music
Ooh,
video for him too.
cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be working with
So
him
our
a lot
videos,
more.
so that's what I like to play more.
Yeah.
Those are the two songs I love the most out of those projects. I think Pelican Death Squad, we had a lot of fun stuff, but we didn't release anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we put out some videos.
Hey, I have a fridge magnet.
Yeah. That's my grade
Marcus really good
10
at promo.
haircut like this.
He's
Yeah, that's-
really good at promo.
Yeah,
that's for
that's-
sure.
That was
That's
a
on
beat.
those-
That was Taco.
Oh, with the Marcus.
Taco just
the
showed
one
up
with your
at a-
face.
He just showed up
when
at a
you're-
show and he was like, I got merch. And I was like,
Yeah.
what is that?
That was the best, dude. That was so
What is
funny.
that?
Falcon D Squad. How old were you in that picture?
I was in grade like 9,
Yeah.
I think. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I
You
got
look young.
your grade 9 photo on my beer fridge.
Yeah, you're welcome.
In the jam space.
Yeah,
It's
you're
my
right.
favorite magnet on that
There
fridge.
you go.
Seen a couple around.
I'm sure I've got one kicking around somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably got 2 or 3.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fantasizing further, looking into the future, if you guys could play any festival in the world, where would be your first choice?
We hit our pinnacle last at Vantopia. Because
Well, Vantopia was,
we got
yeah.
the band. We have to play, hopefully.
We've got the band. We've got the vans.
Vantopia.
Because we've both been van guys for probably the last 6 years.
Yeah.
No, would you call vanning a culture or a cult?
Both.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. You can't get culture without cults.
No, you can't. No, it's not.
Yeah, that was our pinnacle. So with Owls and
It's
Eagles,
not cult.
we haven't figured out the next big festival to
That's
play.
setting
but,
a realistic bar.
you know, like we're getting Moments Fest this year. Maybe we get Big Winter Classic. You know, I'm a big fan of the local stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh, hey, they
Like
got
Folk
they.
Fest would be cool. Something
Folk
like
Fest
that.
would be cool. Yeah.
I mean, Big Winter Classic does have their token heavy band every
Yeah,
year.
yeah. You know, playing something in the States would be crazy too.
Well, there's Montvana.
Yeah, Montvana, actually, we've talked
We
about
can
doing
set that
too.
as our bar.
Yeah. Well, we want to tour through the States and stuff like that. Like, I mean,
Europe's a big thing. I want to get out to Europe.
it is for sure.
You know, get on a couple festivals out there with like Sasquatch or, you know,
Nice.
Graveyard or something like
Dog
that.
Throne.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Sick.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, that's kind of like we're discussing your hall pass with your partner, and like one of them says, "My hall pass is like Ryan Reynolds," and you said, "Oh yeah, Steve in accounting."
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, that's what we just
Well,
did. Montana!
We're you know what, we don't. We just want to take it as far as we can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not under any preconceived ideas that it's, you know, we're going to be playing all over the world and be super famous. But
Right.
But that wasn't the question. What do you want to play?
Yeah,
what's your
the
fantasy?
fantasy?
Your fantasy festival.
I'd actually love to play a festival in New Zealand. I'd love to be able to go home and
Go play with Beast Wars.
yeah. Honestly, I just want to get home and play a show. That
So
would
your
be
answer
that
is
would be
New Zealand.
New
Son of
Zealand.
Ma.
Okay.
A festival
For
so my
Ma
family
Pa.
could see it. Yeah, yeah,
Pop
for
up
sure.
won't like it though, will he?
Oh, I don't think anybody would like
Are
it. to be
there
honest, mate.
are there heavy festivals like Wellington? Or?
Yeah, they had the big day out there for many years, which was kind of
I
like
thought that was Australia.
yeah, they did Australia and New Zealand.
Oh,
Yes, that was in
okay.
Auckland. Yeah, so they had the big day out in Auckland, and that was a pretty popular festival, I guess, back in the 90s. Yeah, but I'm not really sure. I was just back there in January for a brief time. Yeah,
Festival.
yeah, again,
Son of Ma.
festival. Vulcan. That'd
Yeah,
be
let's just
huge.
say that.
We'll just say Vulcan.
We'll play Vulcan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If we want, like if we
yeah,
have to.
God. Well, we've already played Vantopia.
Like I said,
We played-
we made it.
Goals
Our very first show was Loud as Hell.
We
That was our
didn't even have
very
lyrics.
first show was Loud as Hell.
Wow.
20
What happened? When did
2021.
COVID break?
Was it 2021 or 2020? No, it was 2021. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was our first live performance. Was Loud as Hell Music Festival in Drumheller.
We didn't even open that.
Huge shout out to Jeff
Yeah.
and Ron.
Yeah.
Okay, we finally have a comment in the chat. It's not a question,
Son of a-
Oh.
but perhaps you can explain it.
Okay.
Mr. Nate Trash says,
Yeah.
"Well, if it isn't Officer Roshua Ferguson,
Roshua Ferguson.
is that like
Ross
Ross is
Buck.
short for Roshua?"
No, it's not.
Cost Ferguson.
It's Rosephus.
Take it easy, Nate
Officer
Trash.
Rosephus.
Ross is probably monitoring your line.
I kind of went by the moniker Ross the Cop because of my mustache. Everybody said I look like an undercover
That's
cop.
can we
all
get a
the time.
close up on Ross? No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so I went by the moniker Ross the Cop in Citizen Rage when I was on tour. When we did the Cross Canada with Dayglows last year.
Mhm.
And I was just signing everything Ross the Cop and then putting a little pair of sunglasses and a little mustache next to it. So, yeah, that's why.
So what you're saying is we need to respect your authority.
Yeah, it's been my time. And I had a Lincoln for a very
He's a CIA
Oh,
agent now.
no.
Undercover agent.
But that died after driving it for 4 days. And
Now
then we
you got the
sent...
cop Cadillac.
I've got the cop
anyways.
Cadillac now. The
The
training day
Yeah,
Cadillac.
the DEA.
Yeah.
Nice.
CIA.
And
training.
yeah, we sent that guy a
Yeah.
bag of dicks. Oh, we actually did those candy dicks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we sent them.
Bachelorette party type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Nate. Ross is an undercover. You're in
I'm an undercover cop.
You just blew
Yeah.
his cover.
We actually got called out on tour. Mikey and I were at a chicken restaurant in Vancouver, and we told the girls behind the counter that we were undercover cops, and they go, "You guys aren't undercover cops." And they go, "How do you know?" He goes, "Because you dress too cool."
Ah.
It's like, these girls said we're too cool to be undercover cops.
Yeah,
That's a
48 Jump Street here.
No, it would have been 47 Jump Street. Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, that was Ross 47.
47 Jump Street.
47. I'm a grandfather. Respect it.
No.
All right. So speaking of grandfathers,
Nope.
so you guys got 2 bands, family men.
Yeah.
What does that leave free time for? What do you guys do for fun outside of playing in bands all the time?
Hang out with my wife and my dogs. I don't have kids.
Fur babies.
Other people have kids.
Yeah, I've got 7 kids altogether. 2 grandkids. Yeah, most of the kids are adult now, so that gives me a lot of free time. And
It's crazy you didn't
I've
lose
been
one.
crazy. Shut
Psycho. I would have forgot to water one.
Yeah, at least forgot
To water one.
Would have been like the dog has lots of water, but the kid
Forgot
doesn't.
about the kid, man. Yeah, so
He
I've got all
loves
this
his
free
family.
time. I like gaming. I do like gaming.
Yeah.
I play a lot of like RPG games.
We've got to get you guys on for a game stream then. Get you with
PlayStation
like
4.
Owls and Eagles versus
PlayStation
Mares of
4.
Thrace, Bandroom Blitz.
Yeah, let's
Ooh,
go.
Yeah, man, for
Call
sure.
of Duty.
Call of Duty. What are we getting? I don't know if everybody was in World War II. No?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and fixing vans. I like to fix my van.
I like hiking.
I've been
long
told you
walks on
should-
the beach.
Walks on the beach. I'm told you should never go looking for issues in old vans. 'Cause
No,
you will find them.
No,
Yes.
you just get them.
You wait until they happen because they happen.
Yeah. I went to go rebuild my collapsed porch this weekend, and basically every step of the way it was, "What idiot built this?"
You get a lot of that with R-type vans because they come off like assembly line Starcrafts, and you just because
Yeah.
back then people just picked a package. And
right.
you get people just slapping this stuff together and
Yeah.
shooting it out the door.
Yeah.
And then every seal and all our vans are just fuck.
I mean, I was running into a set of stairs that was mounted to unprotected plywood that had
Yes.
pretty much completely rotted away,
Yes.
hence the deck collapsing.
Yeah.
So just really angry about that in
Yeah.
general.
Get those people back.
It was, well, I've been living in that house forever, and
Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, this is somebody else's problem once it actually gets bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm pretty much out of questions. Is there anything I missed that you guys want to make sure we cover? And hey, chat, feel free to throw one last question in if you can think of it real quick at the end here.
Yeah. We have the August
Fourth show.
4th show coming up.
The limited edition vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are with Bat Sabbath.
Yeah, Bat Sabbath and Black Mastiff.
Or no, wait, sorry.
Have we got a show?
Moments Fest,
That's
September 3rd, and
Yep.
then we have Bat Sabbath, September 6th in Medicine Hat.
Is it September 6th? I thought it was August 24th.
I'm the guy. I got
You're
you.
the guy. He knows. He knows. Mark books the show.
I'll send you
Don't
the
question
itinerary.
Mark.
I'll send you the
He's going to
itinerary.
send me the itinerary.
I'll send you the itinerary. Yeah.
We want to get the poster on camera?
Yeah.
Let's get this.
And then we have another all 80.
Can you give it to you guys because my hands shake?
right there. We're Moments
That's-
Fest. It's
If
coming
that's
up.
gonna be the T-shirt, I'm getting the T-shirt this year.
It is.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Front and back. That'll be the T-shirt.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's
And then-
tons of rad bands on there too. It's over 40 bands.
I mean, I'll be there. So, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're at Moments Fest, stop by the booth. Same with you guys out
Yep.
there in Video Land. If you stop by Moments Fest, come say hi. We'll sling some cards.
And it's camping too.
2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
2 days this year. That's
days.
new.
Yeah, so the Friday and Saturday, there's going to be one stage on the Friday with 12 bands. And then the Saturday, there's going to be 2 stages, and they're going to be going back and forth. So
And all the liquid death you can drink.
Yes.
I love that stuff. There's just something about water from a can.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't mind
I'm
it
the
either.
same, I'm in the
A
same.
lot of people go, it tastes like aluminum, and
Okay.
it's just like, what do you mean it
Whatever.
tastes like aluminum?
Had 2 12 packs
Everything
after, and I
tastes
was like,
like
this is the
aluminum.
best.
Yeah.
And it also helps that quitting drinking thing too. On a side note,
Yeah, it's a dry
Mm.
festival as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
make sure you don't be drinking, or you'll get some warnings. But
Yeah,
Yep.
those
Don't
final
bring it
warnings
on.
get a little.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and I are stage managers this year, so you got to watch
I'm
out.
overall manager.
No,
You're
Mark is
Keith. Keith from
Keith's
All
going to be
Waves.
stage
All
1.
Waves is main stage,
Yeah.
and you were side stage.
So I got one last question from the chat, and this is actually from our chat moderator, buddy Kaiju. She is a
Hi.
birder. So her question
A
is,
birder?
yeah,
Oh, right on.
yeah. So her question is, what is your favorite eagle and your favorite owl?
Ooh, the white snowy
Snowy owl.
owl.
Yeah, the barn
big,
owl.
big snowy
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
owl in Fish Creek. Actually, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Period. And,
Eagle?
I would say golden, to be honest.
Not, I was expecting bald. To be
No,
honest.
No,
golden
I
eagle
want to
for
say
sure.
big, powerful golden. They
Yeah,
look
those things
raw.
get
They
big.
look more ancient too.
Mhm.
Also, the horned owl too is pretty badass.
Yeah.
All owls are cool, really.
Owls are pretty neat, eh? We used to go bird watching quite a bit when we lived in Vancouver.
Nice.
and then-
Spark this. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
You're so rude,
No,
Mark.
just
You're so rude.
tell them about your bird watching story. I'm sorry, Ross.
We used to go bird watching a lot with the kids. There was some neat places to go when I lived in BC. And then we had a acreage out by Vulcan, and there were lots of birds out there. Lots and lots. So yeah, I've got a huge affinity for birds, so that's why owls and the eagles.
That was
Really.
why. That's why.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it.
why.
Is that where the
Sorry,
pelican
Jason.
came from too?
No, that was just.
That was
We
something.
put that in the
that's a
Jim
different
Martin
thing.
name generator. and
Yeah.
He spat out a whole bunch, and that was one of them.
Yeah,
We
Gotcha.
stuck with that one. No,
No.
Owls and Eagles was like a purpose thing. It's
it
like
was
a strength and
wisdom.
wisdom come from that. So in our story, we wanted to be. You can kind of, as a D&D guy, you can think of like kind of seeing like a D&D ancient
like
owl or an ancient eagle in robes.
Kind of like
with,
Anubis, that kind of thing.
You know, with
Right.
one of them's got his weapons, the other has the book. You know,
Yeah.
the two of them make
Yeah,
stories.
the warrior, the scribe.
Yeah.
Right, and then the two of them create life out of stories, right?
Yeah,
So that's
Incredible.
kind of and that's the premise for the whole Patience Volume 1 is that Owl and the Eagle are the entities that are kind of guiding her or, you know, overseeing her journey through, and then that becomes more apparent in Volume 2, so we're kind of leading into that with...
Volume 2, she has to prove to us that she can be. I can't tell you the rest, but
One day.
she has to prove to us.
Next
and if,
interview.
And if you're all dorks like us and you've seen like Never-Ending Story, there's a moment
Yeah.
there where we actually meet
Crawl.
her. We actually meet her in the mirror, and she points at
Okay.
us, and we have a conversation. And
A lot of
That's cool.
fantasy.
That's cool. Breaking the fourth wall.
right,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we're that role of the storyteller.
Yeah.
And we go back and forth lyrically as well throughout the music too. Mark's voice is a lot sort of heavier and more attacky, and my voice is a little bit more sort of woey, I guess, and
choiry.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean Mark does that stuff too, and I do like kind of death metal screams
Yeah,
and
you
things
said
like
you
that
do.
too. Yeah, I said do. Yeah, so I mean, you know, vocally we kind of go back and forth as well. So it's just it really encapsulates kind of the story, the vibe of the band. It just kind of brings the whole thing together. The name of the band itself just brings together like everything that we put into it.
Very cool.
Great horned owl,
Great.
And as a
snowy owl, and golden eagle.
And as a final point, I've read from falconers that owls are actually fairly difficult to train compared to eagles and falcons because they're not too bright.
Owls aren't too bright.
Yeah, it's kind of a misplaced cultural thing
They're
that
more
they're considered
instinctive.
wise is that when it comes to actually training the
Yeah.
bird, they're more difficult
like-
because it's like trying to train a golden retriever compared to training like a border collie.
Yeah.
Right.
Either that or they're so smart they don't give a fuck.
Hey, it could be that.
Yeah,
Could be
Excuse my
that.
French.
Listen, I have talons.
All right, I'm cutting it there. This has
Yeah.
been another episode of the Analog Universe. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're going to have more episodes coming out this summer instead of just the usual one each month because finally my day job's not going to be in the way. So we're going to cut it there. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.